Welcome everybody to the channel. Just wanted to play a video which I thought might be interesting for people who may have missed it. I certainly did anyway. That's why I wanted to make a video of it. I do want to thank Bob Evans' channel on YouTube for making a copy of this video, which was on Alex Belfield's channel. This up and coming court case, Alex's day in court. So I just thought I'd play this for you, and if anybody missed it, obviously you can make your own mind up about the situation. Obviously two people going to court, you either support one or whatever, her day in court, and that gets sorted out who's doing what. So I'm gonna play the video and record and sort of make your own opinion who's right and who's wrong, all right? And I'll do that now.
I don't know about you, I'm fed up of being intimidated, I'm fed up of being spoken to as if I'm stupid, and I feel I have no choice but to defend myself and say the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, to protect my reputation and my career. There are people who are trying desperately to close me down. They have been doing so for 18 months. The cancel culture in this country is out of control. And I need to now tell you about a national broadcaster who not only has had me arrested, but now wants to gag me from telling the story about why he had me arrested with no charge, with the civil injunction stopped, a stalking order brought on the back of me doing journalism, holding him to account and others, and never going anywhere near him, but being accused of violent stalking. Hi everyone, big news. Now, we do not want you to contact any of the people mentioned in this thing directly. If you would like to help me, you can write to your MP, write to Priti Patel, the BBC, either the press office, go to complaints, go to the Director General, go to anyone but the people named. Right, let's go. Howdy mush, it is a Thursday. This is one of the biggest announcements I've ever made here at the Voice of Reason, and I'm sorry to have to do it. I've done everything to try and avoid bringing it to you. But I have to tell you that in August 2020, I was arrested because Jeremy Vine had made a complaint. He said that I was violently stalking him. That's what I was arrested for, even though he admits I've never been near him or done anything to him in person. He says I'm obsessed with him and via my YouTube channel have tried to destroy him. I would say, on the contrary, he has tried to destroy me. He has come after me with his legal goons in the last few months. He had me arrested. He told untruths to the police that we can disprove. He followed trolls. He tried to have this YouTube channel taken down twice with 17 claims. And he also used a friend of his, a PI, a private investigator, to dig dirt on me to hope to destroy me. This man, as far as I'm concerned, is evil. And I could prove it in a court of law. Jeremy Vine says he is a godly man, but it seems he doesn't like to forgive. He just likes to get lawyers in to threaten, and I feel I have no choice at this point, as he keeps writing to us consistently saying that he wants to gag me and get an injunction to silence me over the truth. I only simply want to get to the truth, and I beg of him, let's go to court, and let's do this public domain. Let's get the press down there to cover and see who they think was holding who to account and who was being vindictive and evil. We know that Jeremy, a religious man, who I'm sure is praying that I'll go away quietly, well, that's not going to happen. I want my day in court and will stop at nothing to get it. This man doesn't like being held to account. We've seen in the past, haven't we, articles about him, and a lot of people don't seem to find this man very charming. Only last week, headlines about his presentation style on his show that is, well, very lefty. He's a cyclist who goes around with a GoPro on his head and thinks that he has the right to film general public and members of the public going about their business because he's more important than they are, and he has the right to hold them to account. Well, I wanted to hold him to account last year when £1,000 was given for an event for drinks that was later given away to charity. Jeremy says it was nothing to do with him. IFOI'd it and they confirmed £1,000 from the BBC was given to this drinks memorial party. Jeremy Vine did an interview before the event and then later gave away the cheque at the London Palladium. He claims it was nothing to do with him. Well, we'll let a judge decide whether or not that was true. My attack was on the fact that a man who earns what was rumoured to be £700,000 just a year or so ago, why were they taking any money for a drinks party? These two things aren't allowed under BBC rules. The rules at the BBC are very clear. You are not allowed to be given money for alcohol and you're not allowed to give away public money to charity. Jeremy did, and he admits it in his witness statement that he gave the police. I've got that witness statement here and I want to read some parts of it to you in a moment. Jeremy believes that I'm obsessed with him. That's what he writes in here. He also confirms to DC Percival, the dyslexic that changes witness statements, that I have never been near him, never gone anywhere near his studio. I've simply held him to account on my YouTube channel. So it's a very interesting way of defining violent stalking, which is what I was arrested on in August last year, on the say-so of Jeremy Vine, that he feels under threat from me, even though he says there has been no physical contact whatsoever. It is simply me making videos and replying to him. But what he doesn't say in this lengthy document to the police is that he follows trolls, incites trolls, followed anybody who doesn't like me. He also endorsed a criminal and incited his 700,000 Twitter followers to hate on me and cancel me, akin to what Bernie did. These are a type, aren't they? These are a breed. These are a BBC-protected group of sanctimonious, supercilious pricks who think that they can go about doing what they want to do, and he in fact quotes that quote within his police document. He thinks that the police should be there to stop me calling him a sanctimonious, supercilious prick. Well, let's see whether a judge agrees. You see, unfortunately, in this world, as Katie Price found out last week, you are allowed to do journalism, hold people to account, do comedy, and say what you like within the law, and the law is very clear that free speech cannot be stopped by people who are just very rich and just want to gag people who are holding them to account. Now, it will be for a judge to decide whether I overstep the mark. I stand by everything I've said, and when I read you this document, I think you'll see that this is a man who's simply trying to protect his reputation of something that shouldn't have happened. He says that he can't sleep at night because of his daughter, who I named in an article. Well, it wasn't me who named her, it was the Daily Mail who named her because he hired her to be part of his company, which is a fact and public domain. If you choose to put your daughter on company's house, I am entitled to read that out. That's the way the law goes, and unfortunately when you have a company like mine or anyone else's, that information is public domain. What's disturbing about Jeremy is that he went to his friends, a dodgy PI, a private investigator who is much scorned in the press. He's a man who's sold documents, been in court and absolutely obliterated by many barristers who see him as less than honourable and honest. He tries to destroy people by finding out things about them, as he did me. Unfortunately, the worst he came up with me was that I've hurt a lot of people's feelings. A bit like Ben Hewis, who yesterday started tweeting about me again, having had me arrested. He said that he confirms he did publish the email by Bernie Keith. He says, though, he's a good dad and a nice man. Well, I think the judge will be the judge of that. I don't think you're a nice man. I think you are deeply manipulative. And when you encourage people and incite people to hate on someone like me, you have to be brave enough to stand up in a court of law and defend it. So we will get to that later. This is signed by Jeremy Vine, as you can see here. This is his police witness statement that was given to me. With all the accusations he makes. He says, I've tried to ignore him, he says, but what he's doing to me and others is just not acceptable. Oh, okay. So he's going to decide that I am not entitled to hold him or anyone else to account like he does on his shows every single day. That's curious. I would go as far to say that Alex Belfield is obsessed with me. Based on what? Based on me making a video, you then inciting trolls and me replying to you, because that's what happened. Every time you did something, I replied to you, and I can prove it in a court of law. You, on the other hand, incited people who were trolls giving death threats. You liked them and encouraged them by retweeting them, by liking their comments and replying to them. We've got all the screen grabs, Jeremy. I don't think a BBC national presenter should be inciting hatred to other human beings, especially a Christian man, a worthy, sanctimonious man who thinks he's above the law and above everyone else, following trolls. And we've got the screen grabs, many of them. There's many examples in this long blithering statement as to why I'm harassing and stalking him. He goes into great detail about all my broadcasts. He quotes things I've said. He's more than happy to expose what I've said, and therefore I feel entitled to expose what he says. He says on the 8th of April 2020, Belfield calls me a mishkeit, which is a Yiddish word meaning an ugly or loathsome person. I would say a man you've never met who hires a PI to find out that I'm some kind of nonce in the hope that you could bring me down and follows trolls is not a nice person, therefore ugly, and is loathsome because they are underhanded and not to be trusted. So I stand by that statement. I am more than willing to defend that in a court of law. He says, I said Jeremy Vine, who has been caught out. We've got the FOI. Now, this is what this is all about. That he handed the police a document that was not the document I was sent by the BBC. And this is where this case will get interesting. He says, I was told that he was nothing to do with this event. That wasn't what the BBC sent me. Jeremy Vine was the man who was promoting this event, doing interviews for this event, and indeed gave away the cheque that was the remainder of the amount that wasn't spent on alcohol. He says it's not a piss-up, by the way, in his witness statement. Well, what is it when you have a drinks party with alcohol? Just one man's piss-up is another man's memorial, I suppose. He goes on to say that I've completely misquoted him because it made it clear in the FOI that he was not involved. Well, that wasn't the FOI they sent me, so I'm sorry about your luck. You handed wrong details and fraudulent details or something to the police, because the details they gave me and the copy they've given me is not the one the BBC sent me. So who's lying, you or the BBC? He goes on to say that I said, these Jeremy Vine types are holier than thou. Yes, you are. That's why you go around filming people in public, thinking that you're more important than them because you're a cyclist who has more rights to the road than they do. You didn't go for defamation and libel then, because you know you'd have lost. So you went to the police to have me gagged. And you and Percival came up with a cockamamie scheme, I presume, which is written down here, to find lies that I said you stole £1,000. Jeremy, DC Percival, on police tape, played me 7 tapes that you gave her, and she couldn't find me once saying that you had stolen anything. I didn't say you'd stolen it. I said you were given it and you gave it away, which you did. £1,000 of public money. So I stand by that. He says, I'm willing to attend court if required and can produce the transcripts from each video as detailed in my statement. Well, so am I, Jeremy. I want to go to court, and that's all I've tried from the beginning. Now, since then, since I've been off bail, you've now gone to the High Court to get an injunction to silence me, which you so far haven't done. You're claiming £80,000. Okay? Let's go. Let's go to court. You incited trolls. You followed people who gave death threats to me. We've got the screen grabs. You hired a PI, or at least your friend worked on your behalf. He stupidly private messaged me. We've got the private message. Unfortunate that. You then go on to hand the police documents that weren't given to me. They were given to someone else. And you put together this document with the corrupt lawyer from RPC, Nicola Kane, who's no longer with the company because she's professionally disgraced, to have me gagged and silenced. And you think that's fair? A Christian man who follows trolls, hires PI with no evidence whatsoever. Your friend goes out to seek information on me, that's what he called you in the private message, friend, to hope to destroy me. Worst of all, you put a tweet out endorsing a criminal who went to prison for 18 months, and you said you thought he was a better character than me. Good luck with that in court. So there it is in black and white. That's the truth. And I stand by everything I've said. This man wants me silenced, gagged, and off the air. He's tried to sabotage the YouTube channel. He's tried to gag me with an injunction. He's threatened me 5 times. And his lawyer says it's contempt of court if I read this out. No, it's not. No, it's not. The court dropped everything on Friday. The police don't have a charge, and I'm not on bail. And I haven't been in court. So you're lying again. And by the way, I gave you a deal. Right? You wrote to me and said, we want to sue you. And I said, if you write to me any more times, I'll read them out. Don't you worry about that. It's on record in front of the High Court in London. You say this is confidential, this information that you wrote to us yesterday, that you're not willing to wait any longer, you want a gagging order. Well, listen, the contract with me was that if you wrote to me, I would read it out. Your contract doesn't stand being confidential because I told you whatever you sent, I would read out for transparency, to be absolutely clear to the public what's going on, because that's all that matters. I didn't want any of this. But as far as I'm concerned, Jeremy Vine is evil. He did not tell the truth to the police. He gave them a document that wasn't true. He's made accusations that I'm going to sue him for defamation and libel. He's incited trolls to hate on me, give me death threats, encouraged and baited them, endorsed a criminal over me, used a dodgy PI to try and destroy me, and now wants to gag me. Good luck with that.
Well, there you are, folks. That's the Alex's side of the story, which I didn't actually get because I wasn't. Well, obviously I knew about the case, what's going on, but I didn't know any details. And of course, Alex has spelled it out there, what the case against him. He's having his day in court. So, as I said, I was on YouTube when I came across Alex, developing this channel, of course, and about the BBC, how to become license free with Inspector C. So I did miss the whole essence of the court case when this happened, and of course he raised money for the court case, and I donated some money to help him do that. So, as I said, it's too early. The court case is going to be coming up. He's going to get a day in court, and obviously, you know, this has to be settled out in court. What exactly is the truth? You know, from both sides of people, like you say. I don't know. I think Alex is a fair-minded person. You know, you either like him or don't like him or whatever. You know, he's not everybody's cup of tea. He'll tell that yourself. You know, he'll tell you that himself. If you don't want to watch, don't want to watch. You know, as simple as that. But I do like Alex. I think he's great. Got a great channel and got a great phone-in show, which is where I came across Alex, on his live phone-in show, you know, which was great, and that's what took off and made his channel so good. And nearly 400,000 people think the same. So, you know, hopefully his day in court will prove his justification for going to court, you know. So anyway, folks, I just thought if anybody hasn't seen it, it's there for everybody to see. And of course, he did say share it, and I want to thank this guy who did copy it. I didn't actually see it, of course. I didn't actually see what the video was about. So anybody else may be just doing the same. If you've not got the video, it's there on my channel now for everybody to come and see and watch and get their side of the story or his side of the story or whatever till this case comes up in a few months' time. In I think it's July or something like that, and you can make up your own mind. Of course, you know, everybody has a day in court, and whatever happens, the truth will come out, and justice will be done on both parties. You know, nobody wants to do this to people. You know, like I told you with Alex, he's a great channel, and I do enjoy his. I've seen him live, and he's great, and I just want him to get his day in court, and he can have a court hearing and get this thing sorted out. Anyway, folks, I hope you like the channel. I hope you found it informative for you. And like I said to you before, you know, everybody deserves. There's two sides to every story, whatever you want to believe. I mean, you get people who you know, may not agree with what you say, but it's there for you to see, and I just wanted to do that for you, and you make up your own mind, and the day will come in court, and everybody gets a day to prove right or wrong. Anyway, folks, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks again for tuning in, and I will see you on the next one. Bye now.